Hi everyone, am I audible enough? Hi everyone, this is Ashish Kyal here. Welcome again to Ashish Kyal Trading Gurukul learning series by wavestrategy.com. And I just want to know if I am audible to every one of you. And how are you doing? It has been a fantastic week. Uh, and it has been simply superb. If you are following me on Twitter or Telegram channels, you might have possibly come across me trying to capture every single move on the market, on the upside, on the downside, and this was simply fabulous. So it has been simply fantastic, and every single move has been as per the time cycle analysis that we do, and it has worked out exactly the way we expect markets to behave. So today is Friday at 4 that we are conducting this webinar, and I would like to quickly talk about what happened during the week, how you have to see the market, how you have to go about it. So I'm going to simply very quickly share across my screen of investing.com and of Go charting, where we are going to see certain charts on the basis of volume profile, on the basis of uh, uh, Ichimoku cloud, and we will try and see what is the overall trend of the market. Especially what is very concerning is the entire your movement on US market. That has been a area of concerns because US market is showing some nervous sign. There is a possibility where we can see US market might finally start showing topping pattern, and it has formed a classic head and shoulder pattern which might top out very soon. So just give me a second. Let me just share across my screen here. Okay, are you able to see the screen which I am showing? Chaitanya is here. Dow Jones S&P below 100 days, and it looks like a very clear completion of the pattern. Okay, are you able to see the screen here? Okay, fantastic. So let me now go on the daily time frame very quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but look at this is crude oil, by the way. I'm going to go on Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let me just show across a chart which remains a very concerning overall movement, and I'm going to apply an indicator like an RSI here. Okay, if you can see this chart very clearly, you can clearly make out the overall pattern on the US, and I'm also going to go on a weekly time frame chart. If you look at this weekly time frame, this is a US equity market, Dow Jones Industrial Average. If you look at the weekly time frame, you can clearly see there is a very strong negative divergence on the chart here, where the prices made a high above this level, but RSI made a lower high. That was a classic indication that overall trend is possibly topping out, and this is what we are clearly seeing it here on the chart. There is a strong divergence. The weekly pattern has topped out because the candle is forming lower highs and lower lows. In fact, मैंने कल के दिन में एक ट्वीट किया था where I mentioned about the monthly candle, because yesterday was the monthly close, and if you look at it in a way, this is the first monthly close when we have seen prices breaking the low. This was one exception which happened here, but yahan se there has been not a single time when prices have closed decisively below the monthly low. This is the first monthly low when prices have broken below the prior candle low. Can you see that? So that's a concern. Already we are seeing now on the weekly time frame. Let's go on a daily time frame. How many of you here, I want to make this session interactive, guys. I want it to be for every one of you. How many of you here are seeing a head and shoulder pattern? Can you see a head here? Can you see a shoulder? Can you see a shoulder? And can you see this neckline? This is the neckline. You can clearly see, guys. This is a simple head and shoulder pattern. Are you seeing this? At least give me a yes if you are seeing this pattern. I want it to be, as I said, ये एक interactive session है, and I'm doing it for every one of you. If you want to be inviting your friends or this thing, people on YouTube, ensure you are sharing across. You are clicking on that subscribe button if you want to comment. Otherwise, you will not be able to comment. And if you want to join me on this platform, I think the link is here. I'm just going to share that across, and you can clearly join me on the platform on Zoom as well. Here is the link. Now, if you look at this chart, you are very much clear कि यहाँ पर कुछ तो topping हुआ है. From the wave perspective, if you remember in the mentorship revision session which we had, I talked about that there is a possibility of one pullback that should come in on the chart, and exactly that has happened. We saw a pullback also. So this looks like after this would have been an X wave. This was an A, this was a B, this was somewhere around C got completed here. We had a fall in the form of D, and now this pullback was in the form of wave E, which is now getting retraced in lesser time than wave E took to form. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and we are retracing this entire up move in less than 5 candles. Is it clear? Are you getting the point? So यहाँ पर एक concerning sign है. See, so far, if you've been looking at me over past 3 to 4 months, I have been the guy who has been saying short put and short put. मतलब overall trend buy में है, and I have been talking about how you can continue to ride the trend. For the very first time, I am asking you to get cautious, and the reason is exactly what you are seeing in the US market. Let's go to India market and see कि वहां पर क्या हो रहा है. Shall we do that? Let's go to Nifty, and let's just look at what's happening with Nifty on the weekly time frame. Why the Indian markets are not following the global markets that much? See, we are always trying to move independently, but ultimately we catch up. So even this time it's no different. If US goes down, then we will see some correction in India also. Okay, so there is always going to be the case, so don't worry on that. We are seeing tremendous build up on the put OI at 17,500. Rather, we should see a call OI build up also. So 17,500 is a support, yes, is what Chaitanya is saying. We will see. So we will see on the OI chart की support कहाँ पर बन रहा है. पहले देखते हैं candlestick पे क्या लग रहा है. Overall, after this low was formed, not a single candle has closed below the prior week low. Is that clear? Okay. And you can clearly see that the low of current candle is at 17,454, which means that in the coming week, if we break below that 17,454, that will be a sign of concern that something is changing in the market, and you need to be very careful. If 17,450 breaks and we decisively close below that 17,450 odd levels, that will indicate that something has changed in the market. Are you with me? So 17,450 is going to be the important level that you have to ensure you keep a watch on, not get carried away. That is going to be very crucial. और अगर आप मुझे follow कर रहे होंगे various business channels पे, you will see that I have been talking about and tweeting across how the Nifty should behave, what are the support, and how you have to take the trade basis of different concepts. So let me also share that across, that why I have been talking about those levels, and it has worked out extremely well. Those have been like very, very precise. I'll share that charts also with you. Let me just do one thing. Let me go to the overall OI profile chart right now. Let me just do that. Just a second. Okay, here is my OI profile chart. Yes. Now this is a very important chart. This is going to be a fast fall is what I think if the support breaks. So अगर आप ये chart देख रहे हैं, overall this is an hourly chart. I am showing it to you right now. यहाँ पर you can clearly see there has been a build up in the open interest front. I am going to hide this line which is drawn here for now. Okay, let me just delete this thing. If you are looking at this chart, you can clearly understand that the overall huge build up on 18,000. So 18,000 के ऊपर जाना तो बहुत ही मुश्किल है, at least in October. That is what we can make out. Next, we can clearly see there has been a huge build-up. This is an open interest profile chart that you are seeing it on the screen here. The right-hand side shows that the overall profile has been increasing on the put side. Also, there is an increase on 17500 का call OI, which means what now? इसका कैसे interpretation करना है हमें? Now, if you look at this overall move, यहाँ पर से you can clearly make out that this is acting as a support, and at the same time there is increase in the call OI also, which means that people are usually preferring to do now something like a short strangle strategy, expecting it to be range bound. If this 17400 level breaks, and remember इसके नीचे directly support कहीं पे भी नहीं है, these are very low readings. Next support directly kicks in at 17000. If we break below this 17400 with a gap, if we break that, then yes, there is going to be huge unwinding which will happen that can accelerate the downside trend. So 17400 is going to be important by looking at that. 17500 break होगा कि नहीं वो मंडे पता चलेगा. Okay, today there was an attempt but we managed to bounce back from there. So ये बहुत ही important level है. If the low of today gets broken, then we know. But from trading perspective, it has worked out brilliantly, because at this point of time we shorted a short call on Nifty, went amazingly well. यहाँ पर we went long on Nifty, which went amazingly well. So trading opportunity is across we are getting. In fact, I tweeted across that market should bounce back from here. It did. It should fall from here, which it did. Every single lockstep fashion, it's moving like that. And also one more thing is important here is that यहाँ पर gap था आज के दिन में. There was no attempt to fill this gap. So this gap is going to act as a very crucial zone of resistance. Okay, so gap is important. This gap is now filled जो यहाँ पर बना था, and this entire pattern looks like an island. Okay, this looks like an island on the assumption that if we break the low, तो 17,450 से 17,400 अगर ब्रेक होता है, then we know that some serious selling pressure can kick in. If we back attempt on the upside, that will only indicate that one minor push is coming before we top out. So then this will be looking like a distribution to me. There is already a divergence, and this looks like a head and shoulder pattern to an extent, with something like this. So that is the shoulder here, this is the head, this is the shoulder. So for the very first time, can I ask you one simple question? For the very first time, can you see there is some kind of nervousness kicking in here? Can you see that happening? Something is changing for very sure. Okay, जो पहले नहीं था, ये पहली बार ऐसा देखा जा रहा है कि something is changing here. Let's go on the volume profile chart now. Also, I would like to tell you one more thing. If you would have been seeing the Bank Nifty forecast, let me ask you, how many of you have been following the research and articles that we have been publishing on wavestrategy.com? And how many of you, okay, I can see Chaitanya is doing that, fantastic Chaitanya. Did you see the Bank Nifty research that I have plotted? Let me share across the screen. Now, let me share across that. So this is, yeah. If you look at this Bank Nifty, okay, I can see Indrajit is also here. Great to see you. Okay, and we have been sending across emails. I'm not sure if you're not receiving it, please check it in your promo folder. बैंक निफ्टी को 22 सितंबर पे हमने प्रेडिक्ट किया था. when it was here, बैंक निफ्टी was here, it will go up, it went up here, it will come down, it did come down, it will go up, stop somewhere around below 38,000, and then the reversal should happen, and we are right now here. Let's go and check. So exactly, you know, precisely this is how Bank Nifty has behaved. So this shows, this is on the basis of forecasting and cycle. Now, if this is how it is behaving and we are challenging this trend line, let's go and check the chart of Bank Nifty. This is Bank Nifty chart. Okay. Are you able to see the Bank Nifty chart? Okay. if you look at that, we marked a wave X here. हमने X wave यहाँ mark किया. We went in the form of A, we completed B, we completed C, we completed possibly D here. That's my assumption. Okay, and this was wave E pullback. So it behaved precisely the way I was expecting, and हो सकता है triangle pattern complete हो. Alternate scenario क्या है? That C is over here, D is over here, maybe and pullback here. Maybe we will know that on Monday. So अगर ये low break हुआ, then we are headed lower. If we manage to pull back, then yes, there is going to be some pullback and then maybe an attempt on the downside. Now this level is showing a very high volume profile. That is the level which is also point of control. So ये level को break करना difficult होगा. This level is 36,700. 36,700 is going to be important. Okay. Kubar is saying very precise. Chaitanya is saying we have broken the trend line. Absolutely. Let's see that on Nifty now. Let's understand and look at the overall volume profile on Nifty, and let us check what's happening around here. Okay, I'm not sure. I need to put in Nifty 1 for the volume profile. Okay. Now, very similar structure that we can see it on Nifty also. If you look at this, this is the area of volume profile, the value area low, value area high, and all of those things. The point of control is 17,375. So which means that 17,350 is the important level. This is the software, this is Go Charting, on which you can get all of these studies. Overall Nifty पे भी बहुत similar है, that this entire rise was in diametric pattern which got completed here in the form of G. This fall was X. Possible है, now this is a spike which is incorrect. Possible है that we completed wave A here, maybe this is B. Or the other alternate scenario becomes that A, B, C done, D done, E done, and we have started a trend on the downside with shoulder, shoulder, and head. So I am getting cautious. Also the gap here, still not filled. We will see if Monday can happen a gap up, then we will have a pullback. If that does not happen, then things might change. So you have to be very careful right now in the market. Mid cap is still buzzing out. Now that can be the story for people to getting sucked in for the very first time. Trust me, ये पूरे के पूरे rally में मैंने I have not using this strong words, but for the very first time it looks like. So Monday possible है कि एक attempt हो on the upside, which we might see some kind of a pullback. But Monday closing, if happens below this low, then definitely I think we are headed in big trouble. So US market today is going to be important. Kubar is saying, sir, can there be a time correction? Yes. So how do you trade in this kind of a market scenario? अभी करना क्या है bottom line? ये सब समझ में तो आ गया, लेकिन करना क्या है? That's the question that you might be thinking. Okay. And overall, if you look at this chart, what I think is shorting put options can become risky now. All the trend in this entire trend, I have been bullish, bullish, bullish all the way, and it has worked out brilliantly well. For the very first time, I am saying that shorting the put option can be a tricky affair, and you do not short a put option. Start shorting call options. If the low breaks, you can ride the trend either by buying puts or shorting call options. My concern remains US market right now, and I was expecting a pullback which happened and then a fall, and that is what I am looking at it. So how do you understand कि करना क्या है यहाँ पर? If the low breaks, which means if 17,450 breaks, start selling OTM call options of 17,700, maybe around that, and ride the trend. क्योंकि confirmation हमें मिलेगा इस low के नीचे, but by that time you can't really short. So start selling call option. That is the strategy I am preferring to do now, and it's working brilliantly. Trust me on that. Let me share across quickly what I have been tweeting and why I have been tweeting that. If you have been looking at it, so I do tell you to follow over there. Tejaswa, I am using Go Charting for OI profile, and you can easily plot it. You can clearly see that what I have been tweeting across has been simply fabulous. Move below 17,630, 600 will be opportunity for writing calls. This is what I have mentioned in the morning. And if you look at it, Nifty yesterday, this is yesterday, 605 just managing around that. Next 1 hour will be important. And Nifty broke that 600 level. And from that 600, we have already touched 450. So I've been selling call options. And if you check, that call options have worked out extremely well for me. In fact, if I go down and show you certain tweets, this is simply superb. I have been even talking about uh, Nifty rejection from 17,780. This was on the up move. Time cycle pushed it higher, closed the trade in profit, and now fresh start tomorrow. So 17,780 break ही नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, that is what is happening, and it has been so well. So I'm showing it to you because I'm trying to tell you this works very well. Okay, here was another tweet from Hardik Gandhi. He has been saying, so over here I expected prices to push on the upside, then come on the downside, and he's saying, are you an operator? So what basis, what was the level? Let me show you on the chart now. What was the level? So यहाँ पर अगर हम zoom in करके देखेंगे, and if you go on a short term level, which is 15 minutes, 15 minutes पे if you are applying time cycle, it's working extremely well. So this was the fall. Okay, यहाँ के fall में I was expecting that post 3 p.m. there should be a buy, and which I even shared it across on my CNBC आवाज show, and there was a huge buy. In fact, आज का अगर आप वीडियो देखोगे, मेरा YouTube पे है @kyal on CNBC आवाज निफ्टी के बारे में. I said there will be second half में selling pressure can emerge again and market continue to go sideways with a downtrend momentum. So you can follow. Tejaswa is asking, yes, you can follow me on Twitter @kyal Tejaswa. So यहाँ से pullback आया. Now this was the low of cycle. This is what I was talking about. Once the low of cycle breaks, it indicates that the trend will be negative until the next cycle kicks in. And that is the reason I turned bearish below this level yesterday itself. So as soon as this was taken out yesterday, I tweeted and shared, and we even gave a short call to the clients over here, and today target achieved. We gave long call to the clients over here and target achieved. So it has been working wonderfully well. If you combine these time cycle techniques with volume profile with open interest, that is how you have to do that. And what remains a concern for me is Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty had been the index which had been majorly laggard, and even after the attempt on the upside, look at the retracement Bank Nifty did, and Bank Nifty looks like a classic topping out pattern to me. So Bank Nifty double top divergence, the fall is not yet gained momentum. I'm not ruling out one leg on the upside, push on the upside. We will see that if that push goes sharp and fast, then the trend can continue. But if that push is slower, then we are in for some major correction. So as of now, looks like that. Okay, fantastic. So let me also very quickly announce, do you want to learn about this time techniques more that we did, that we can do? So tomorrow is a free webinar at 11 a.m. Do you want to be a part of it, guys? At 11 a.m. I'm going to be on webinar conducting it about learning this time cycle method with candlestick. It's not going to be an advance. It's going to be right from what is a candle, how to look at that candle on a 15-minute chart, and combine with time cycle is what the theme is. So you can be a part of tomorrow's webinar. You simply have to go to wavestrategy.com/webinar and register there. So the link will be shared by my colleague. If she can just share the link across on YouTube and also on Zoom. So you can get the link, and that webinar is going to be there. So for each one of you. That's next. I also want to very quickly take a poll. Do you want to learn this in an upcoming program of Master of Cycles? Are you a part of the Master of Cycles program already? So I want to know if you are a part. So I'm launching a very quick poll. If you want to be a part of this Master of Cycles program, which is on 9th and 10th of October, please register on the Zoom. I have launched a poll. you can do that. And if you want to be mentorship, which is starting in November 20th, the mentorship starts, which is on mentorship on TimeCycle. This time the mentorship is on TimeCycle. So you can simply do that. And how do you register for MOC is what someone is asking. Uh, for registering the MOC, the link will be shared by my colleague. You can simply go on the link and register for the MOC. So you can do that for the Master of Cycles program. Okay, Akhil is already a part of it. Firdaus is already a part of mentorship. Fantastic, guys. And then that is what I want to say. So in a nutshell, नेक्स्ट वीक इज इंपॉर्टेंट. मंडे खास करके बहुत जरूरी है. मंडे को अगर आज का लो ब्रेक हुआ, आई थिंक वी माइट टॉप आउट फॉर द ईयर. ज्यादा टाइम बचा नहीं है ईयर में, बट लेट्स सी मंडे. इफ मंडे वी प्रोटेक्ट द लो एंड वी मैनेज टू क्लोज पॉजिटिव, one more attempt on upside will be there. So time to be cautious. I have switched my strategy for writing puts to writing calls and making money already. कल sell किया था call, those are deep in the money for me right now. I mean, I am making money, the calls are out of the money. So it's working fantastically well. And all of these techniques are basis of wave theory and cycle with open interest and combination of those things. Okay. Expiry day पे stock options I don't buy. I don't do hero or zero wala game. It does not work for me. For me, it's more important to play systematically rather than, I find that as a gambling. Gamble nahi karta main. So I trade systematically, and that's what we will be doing in the mentorship. Systematic step-by-step process to create that. Fantastic. And I'll take a few more questions that you might have. I'm a beginner in the market. Don't know much about FNO, pull caught, small hurdle. Request that. Okay, I will not be able to explain much about. I'll start from beginning, Rohit. Don't worry. Join the program tomorrow, which is a free webinar. I'm going to be explaining you that. So don't worry on that front. Okay. I can see a few more questions here. Bank Nifty is just holding 20-day EMA and on the borderline. Yeah, exactly. That's on the borderline. US is on the border. Currency market is already going up. So synchronization is happening. So this is after a long time I am seeing something like this happen. Okay, so very interesting things are going to be there. And I'm going to end the poll right now. And it was very, very interesting to speak with you all. So before I leave across, I want to know, do you want to have this session on Friday at 4, or you want to have it on Thursday at 7? I'm contemplating whether we should do a webinar which is Friday at 4 works for everyone, or it is possibly, okay, let me just type in a poll then. I think for Thursday at 7, what works for you better? What works for you better? This webinar works for you better at Friday at 4 or Thursday at 7? So accordingly, I can then start doing it more often on those days, whichever works for you people. So I'm launching a poll right now very quickly. This is for you. See, the reason is I just want to share my knowledge and understanding. And since you are here at Friday at 4, I'm sure you are marking Friday at 4. Okay. I thought Thursday at 7 will be more convenient for majority, but it seems that we should continue our Friday at 4 session because many of you are still in for Friday at 4. Okay, I can see that. Okay, so we will, I think we will continue with this one, which is Friday at 4, and that helps. Thank you very much. And guys on YouTube, ensure you subscribe and click on that bell icon so that you get alerts. I'm going live a lot of times. So keep getting alerts. See you tomorrow. Do not miss out. It's going to be super session where I'm going to share across my secrets on TimeCycles with candlestick. Don't expect me to be very advanced tomorrow. I'm going to start from very basic and scratch, and I'm going to show you something exorbitant. So see you tomorrow, and I'm going to share across various examples of stocks, Bank Nifty, which is at 11 to 1. And have a wonderful time. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. See you soon. Thanks a lot.